In this video, I'm going to be sharing the details of managing your nutrition using a traditional Nigerian dietary approach. I'm going to share the critical factors that are important for you to consider, and I'm also going to share a sample of a 7-day meal plan that you can adopt if you have diabetes and you're trying to manage it on a Nigerian diet. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Runkedo. I am the founder of Losing Nigerian, aka Lean, and ours is a team of experts interested in the traditional Nigerian dietary approach for health, wellness, lifestyle-related diseases, and weight loss. If you love Nigerian food and you're looking to have lifestyle improvement without giving up the traditional Nigerian diet, we are the people to call. We have experts including recipe developers, nutritionists, registered dietitians, and so much more. Okay, let's run through 7 critical nutrition factors that you need to consider before we get into the meal table. The very first one is that calories and nutrients work hand in hand together. And what does this mean really? It means that it's not enough to eat a high-calorie diet if you're trying to gain weight or a low-calorie diet if you're trying to lose weight. It is important that you eat foods that are calorie-dense. So for example, if you're managing diabetes and you've been told by your doctor that you need to lose weight, is it just enough to say, well, I'm just going to eat 2,000 calories per day and that is going to be that? No, it's important that you're getting the right combination of nutrients that is not just calorie-centric. So it's not about a cup of cornflakes has, for example, 150 calories. A cup of oatmeal has 300 calories. The better option for you is oatmeal. Right? It is not the cornflakes because you're still going to be hungry with cornflakes, and the oatmeal is going to help you with fiber and with sugar release and so much more. So it's important that calories is not just considered, but the nutrients in the food is considered as well. So that is one. When you're trying to manage diabetes, it's extremely important how you approach each plate of food that you eat. A very simple trick for you to remember is that there should be some form of vegetable with every meal that you're eating. So instead of yam and fried egg, we're thinking boiled yam and vegetable sauce or vegetable scrambled eggs. Instead of rice and stew, we're thinking rice with stew and a mix of vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. So many vegetables are grown in northern Nigeria now that you can order wherever it is that you are across the country. So it's extremely critical that you think about your meal combination and you think about vegetable placement in your meal combination, because that is extremely critical in your management process. Now, let's talk about number 3. Depending on what else is going on with your diabetes, and again, I've not gone into the types of diabetes in this video. I'm going to link to a full article that you can read that has been written by one of our registered dietitians in-house here at Losing Nigerian. But it's extremely critical that you look at protein, not just as a source of protein. I know for us as Nigerians, when we think about protein, we think meat all of the time. Meat isn't just the only source of protein in your diet, right? So for people who like tofu or wara soya, that's a source of protein. Oloyi beans is a source of protein. Actual lean protein is extremely important over just thinking about protein. So what do I mean by lean protein? I'm talking about something like beef versus skinless goat meat, right? Skinless goat meat would be considered lean protein, while beef would not be. Skinless chicken will be considered lean protein. So it's extremely important that you have the right kind of protein in the right quantity in your diet. The fourth factor to consider is that whole grain is king. When it comes to diabetes management, you want to try as much as you can to avoid anything that is white. You want to try as much as you can to avoid anything that is white or ultra processed. And what do I mean by that? As much as possible, you want to have food that are as close to nature as possible. So in terms of whole grain, instead of white rice, you want to have 100% unpolished or fada rice. You want to have things like millet, you want to have things like guinea corn, you want to have things like acha in your diet. These are local grains that are super healthy, packed full of nutrients, and are unprocessed. As much as possible, you want to have unprocessed grains in your diet. Number 5, say no to processed foods. So the cakes and the donuts and the small chops and I don't even know what else. There's so much processed food in the Nigerian diet now. Things that, you think about our grandparents, they didn't have noodles. You want to say no to processed foods in order for you to be healthy and manage your diabetes effectively as much as possible. If it is processed, if it has added sugar in form of drinks, even in form of fresh pressed juice and all of those things, try to avoid them. You want to eat food in their whole form. If you're having low sugar fruit, you want to eat them in their whole form, not juice. When you're having things that are flour based, as much as possible, you want to make sure they are made with whole wheat flour and not white flour. As much as possible, you want to stick with things that are in the whole form and unprocessed. Number 6 is that portion size matters. A lot of us think, well, ofada is unpolished ofada is whole grain, it's very healthy. My doctor told me, or my dietitian told me, that this is something I can add to my diet. But we don't think about the quantity. If you eat 1 cup of unpolished ofada rice, or you eat 2 cups, the impact on your blood sugar levels will be completely different. The fact that you've been told that something is healthy and helpful and you can eat something while you're managing diabetes does not mean that you can negate the amount or the quantity that you are consuming. Number 7, water is king. I think I alluded to this a bit earlier as well, but water. Fresh juice, zobo, kunu, malt, all of these things that we've come to think about as being medicinal or having health properties are not friendly. Liquid calories are not your friend in any way. So water is something that you want to have, and water is something that you want to have plenty of. When it comes to liquid calories, water is your friend. So let's get into it. Here is a sample 7-day meal plan that you can follow. But you have to remember it needs to be modified in a way that is unique to you and your journey, in terms of quantity that you can eat, in terms of how the meals are cooked, and in terms of how the meals are combined. Meal combination is an essential part of diabetes management. How you're consuming your food, what you're eating first, what you're eating second, and what you're eating, on the same plate is important, is an important tool for diabetes management. When it comes to diabetes management with Nigerian food, it's not just about eat beans and eat unripe plantains, and that is that. There's so many factors that needs to be considered when we're looking at your personal nutrition needs, including your current state, the medications that you're on, weights that you're currently at. Are you needing to gain weight? Are you needing to lose weight? The foods that you actually enjoy on a day-to-day basis, and so much more. So this is why it's important when you're trying to manage diabetes, you work with a professional like our team of experts at Losing Nigeria to build a customized program that considers your medication. So a good example is something like metformin, which a lot of people that have diabetes take, can interact with okra soup. So does this mean that you cannot eat okra soup? No, it means that it is something to be considered. You can have rice, you can have beans, you can have plantain, you can have pepper soup, you can have grilled fish. You can have so much diversity in your diet. The key factor is working with a team of professionals who do not just understand the theory, who do not just understand foreign foods, but can provide you with tools that are local and accessible, and can also provide you with detailed recipes, because what you eat is just as important as how the food is cooked. Thank you so much. Here is how you can reach us. Here is how you can reach me personally and also reach my team of professionals as well. Bye. Thanks for watching.